In this video, I'm going to walk through some real examples of recording spoken audio through a lavalier mic into each of the different Zoom field recorders, the H1, the H2n, the H5, the H6, and I'll also show you what it sounds like recorded through a lavalier into my camera. If you'd like to follow along with the test blind, the thing to do is minimize this window and write down scores. I won't be giving any spoilers in the audio, but you will be able to tell what recorder I'm using if you watch the video. I'll be back at the end to share some conclusions. This is 8006. Everything was changed, even the air. Instead of the harsh, dry winds that used to attack me, a gentle breeze was blowing, laden with scents. A sound like water came from the mountains. It was the wind in the forest. Most amazing of all, I heard the actual sound of water falling into a pool. This is 1141. It was understood from the first that I should spend the night there. The nearest village was still more than a day and a half away, and besides, I was perfectly familiar with the nature of the rare villages in that region. There were 4 or 5 of them scattered well apart from each other on these mountain slopes, among white oak thickets at the extreme end of the wagon roads. This is 4623. Years afterward, Giono recalled the turning point in his life, that moment in the afternoon of December 20th, 1911, when he could spare enough pennies to purchase the cheapest book he could find. It turned out to be a copy of Virgil's poems. He never forgot that first flush of his own creative energy. My heart soared. 7845. In 1935, a whole delegation came from the government to examine the natural forest. There was a high official from the Forest Service, a deputy, technicians. There was a great deal of ineffectual talk. It was decided that something must be done, and fortunately, nothing was done except the only helpful thing. The whole forest was placed under the protection of the state, and charcoal burning was prohibited. 7794. He was not dead. As a matter of fact, he was extremely spry. He had changed jobs. Now he had only 4 sheep, but instead 100 beehives. He had got rid of the sheep because they threatened his young trees, for, he told me, and I saw for myself, the war had disturbed him not at all. So unless you have incredible ears, you're probably thinking those all sounded pretty similar. That's how I felt anyway. So if you are thinking that the critical factor for which of these field recorders to buy is the quality of the lavalier mic input, that's probably not a reason to spring for the expensive ones. These are going to offer you more flexibility for different recording scenarios and things like interchangeable mic capsules. But if most of what you're doing is just recording on the lavalier mic for a single speaker like I have, you're probably going to be very happy with one of the smaller field recorders and maybe even just trying the lavalier mic input on your camera. But a lavalier mic is a great thing to get. I can highly recommend the one I'm using now, which is the giant Squid audio lavalier mic, which runs you about 50 bucks. I'll be back with more comparisons of audio quality, so if you're looking for other example audio, check my channel and you'll probably find what you're looking for. All right, good luck.